RedIce. It's good to have you with us today, my friends. My name is Henrik Palmgren. We have our friend Freeman back on the program today to talk about the latest strange developments of the space war, if we can call it that. There have been quite a few developments on this in this department, especially up here in the north. The Norway spiral, of course, and if you've been following our website, you know that we've managed to get some more clarity regarding the possible origins of the spiral. The big possibility that we're looking at right now is that EISCAT, the European Incoherent Scatter Facility, is behind it. This is basically Scandinavia's HARP up in Tromsø, Norway, where the spiral was seen back in December 2009, around the 9th and 10th. There has also been strange patterns showing up on radar over Australia. That's January 22nd, as pointed out by Colin Andrews, who we hope to have with us soon on the program, by the way. We've also had large spherical objects that have been seen near the sun by NASA satellites. On January the 26th, there was also a strange formation that showed up inside the green aurora over a small town of Andenes, not too far from Tromsø up in Norway. Again, we can ask the question if EISCAT was behind this. Again, there's been all kinds of strange effects occurring lately. The earthquake, of course, in Haiti as well. People are talking about HARP. Speculation about the origins of the earthquake are many and varied. So basically what we're asking is, what is it all about? Where do we go here? Well, we have Freeman with us here today to discuss these things then and much more, and tie things in like CERN and NASA's CARE program, or the Black Brant number 12. We're going to talk more about this later on. FreemanTV.com is the website. Go there for more information about Freeman's work, research, his own radio show archives, DVD, and much more. So with that, welcome back, Freeman. Good to talk to you again. It's about time. So much has been happening since we last spoke. How are you, Freeman?
It's true, Henrik, and it's great to be here. It's amazing the things that you and I have been going through. You know, you were basically my first radio show on an international scale. So I love being here. I love talking with you, Henrik. You are my favorite.
Thank you,
host.
Freeman. We love to have you, and it's always exciting to have you on, and you bring so many different things together, just like you have now here again, then in your latest post that is up on your website, FreemanTV.com. And basically, give us a little bit of an outline here then. I know that you wanted to begin to talk about Flash Gordon, a kind of an off-angle starter for us here today. Tell us about Flash Gordon, Freeman.
Absolutely. Well, the concept is, and this is something that I've been working on, when you dig into Hermetic arts, when you start to dig into the magical belief system, they believe and expound that the idea that the universe is mental. And this would fit the concepts that I'm looking at so much with mind control, with predictive programming, and all of the sorts of things that we see engineering our reality. And it seems as if, you know, we are the computer that creates reality, and then they are the input that puts in the programming. And so when we start to see the outline of what's going on today with Hugo Chavez accusing the U.S. of causing earthquakes, this sounds ludicrous, or at least would have maybe a decade ago. But 1936, on the big screens in America, we had Flash Gordon. We had Ming the Ruthless coming through as Galactic Emperor, using weather modification, throwing fireballs, hurricanes, tornadoes at Earth for his own pleasure. You know, Ming wasn't even trying to occupy Earth. He just wanted to have some fun. And then what happens is we've got Flash and Dale Arden coming to the rescue. Now, this is your Princess Warrior programming, something that we've been discussing quite a bit on my show, and also are about to release a magazine coupled with the Sorcerers of Atlantis on this concept of the Princess Warrior programming. But so you see, as far back as 1936, we were already introducing the concept into the minds of mankind about weather modification from extraterrestrial sources coming down to just manipulate planet Earth, and then using a Princess Warrior programming to save planet Earth.
Incredible. So back in the 30s, basically, and I mean, they had Tesla stuff going on then as well. I remember some old Superman comics even. They had the scientists who developed the death ray and stuff like that. So it's been in science fiction. But again, to emphasize and to bring further clarification to your point, I guess what you're saying as well is that we have these sci-fi weapons pretty much coming online during these times that we're living in right now, and we see these kind of weird effects basically happening all around us, Freeman.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is where it really starts to get confusing. Now, I made a HAARP video back in 2006, and already that HAARP video was basically dated. I mean, the information was 1999. But I was trying to outline and show people what this was and what its capabilities were. And at that time, Milosevic had accused the U.S. of using HAARP to cause earthquakes and floods in the Middle East. Now, when I showed this to university students at Kansas University, it was in the front page of the USA Today. And they said, oh, well, he'll just say that. And no one was ready for this type of concept. Now we're to a point where Jesse Ventura is promoting HAARP over True TV, and everybody now thinks that it shoots big light beams up out of it or something, because of the graphics they used. And now, of course, everyone's going HAARP, 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 causing earthquakes in Haiti. And, it was the Russian military, it was Hugo Chavez. When we have really no proof, and everyone is ignorant of the other ionospheric heaters, or VLF, ULF antenna arrays around the globe. So they're focused on this one, the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, when they could look to, as you mentioned, EISCAT, or they could look to SURA, or now we're seeing these effects over Australia. And that is, of course, the Boeing System Support and Operations setup VLF array there in Northwest Australia.
So there's tons of these facilities around, and of course one of the speculation here as well is if they can work in unison, if they can work together to create these kind of things. I don't know if that's necessary. It could just be one and the single device or facility that is operating. But when it comes to, if we go back then and basically look at December 2009 over Norway, the spiral and things like that, from my point of view right now, the EISCAT seems very plausible and likely, because the whole Russian failed missile thing, I'm ready to throw that out the door. How about you, Freeman?
Well, I still have my questions, and I think that both answers are correct, actually. Now, first of all, we've got to, ask the question about the companionship between Norway, their EISCAT, and the Russian military. And then couple this with the whole concept of it happening as soon as Obama shows up for his Nobel Peace Prize, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And, of course, Obama, starting right from day one before he was elected, I will not weaponize space. I will not weaponize space. That was part of his platform of getting elected. Most people just skipped over that one, because who thinks about weaponization of space except for, Nazis? And so we have that question, first of all. Okay, so Obama wrote the secret letter to Medvedev way back at the beginning of his presidential status. And this was, of course, not secret. It was broadcast all over the news, and it was about, limiting the nuclear missiles. Then we have the whole sensation and story of the Department of Defense taking over NASA, or combining with NASA. So this sounds like a militarization of space, and I definitely want to talk to you about NASA and what's going to happen. Yeah. Because there's big changes coming, very big changes coming, and I've been tracking that for some time. So are they working together, or do we have a Russia-Norway alliance as they're trying to break open portals into the other dimension, or what is going on? And is this a Switzerland-Russian-Norway alliance? Because it was CERN, being at world record levels the night before, was it involved in this Norway spiral? Okay, but the one thing that people are missing, and this is why